Greetings, everybody, from the Steel City FNB Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for round one coverage of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. We're in Group 6. It's the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and its Greenville triumph. Sean St. Jacques, Ryan Davis, our entire crew, two of the marquee names in the USL ecosystem meeting for the very first time in the respective club's history. Third year of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Remember, only the group winners advance automatically, along with one wildcard team.
As the gun sounds, Sean, off and running they go. There's no room for error in this cup. You have to get started early.
Really excited to see how this year's cup is going to play out. Our Modelo player to watch, creating those with a fighting spirit, whose determination and skill truly embody the mark of a fighter. We start with Pittsburgh and Sam Bassett.
He's a tidy passer with a great engine. As we say, 2 goals in the final third of the park. It shows that he's very productive in that area for this Riverhounds team.
Pittsburgh so far this season has been able to score at a pretty solid rate. It's been one of their positives in league play. And Greenville have been able to score goals as well, particularly through Azad Liadi.
He's a target striker, 6'1", huge frame. He's going to be used early and often today to try and get around that Pittsburgh press. And with those 2 goals again, he's a man in form and confident.
Adding 2 assists as well. He's really been the talisman so far for Dave Dixon's side, particularly in the attack for the USL League One side. Also with 2 goals so far for Greenville, Rodrigo Robles.
He's a coach's dream. With or without the ball, he's going to play with high energy, and he works well with Liadi. So if they do get past him midfield, look for those 2 to link up.
Time is already of the essence before a ball has been kicked in this group. No questions about that. Both teams have to be off to the races, particularly in this stacked Group 6, if they're eventually going to progress to the knockout stages. We'll step aside for now. We'll have lineups and kickoff in the first ever meeting between the defending champions out of the championship, Pittsburgh, and League One giants, Greenville, from FNB Stadium in Pittsburgh, coming right up.
Ain't no better feeling than a cold one in my hand. That's why I'll be keeping Iron City in my plans. Oh, everywhere I roam, I'll be thinking about my home. Sitting pouring on the iron right before I go to rest. And when I'm laying in my bed, there's only one thing in my head. Just an ice cold can of Pittsburgh, PA's best.
All day and all night for Charles Hall. Pittsburgh on the board, 1-0.
Really good place here. Pittsburgh score. Riverhounds have liftoff at Highmark. What a strike. Sam Bassett.
And he sends the thousands here into a frenzy.
Our blueprint at 84 Lumber started with the simplest of ideas. Hire good people, provide excellent service, add value. From that foundation, we created our structure and shaped an industry. We build projects, homes, dreams, neighborhoods. We build careers, lives, futures. We build success. 84 Lumber.
Hi, this is Anthony with Sell Pittsburgh Now. We're buying as-is houses for cash all across the Pittsburgh area. We make it quick and easy to sell your unwanted house. We buy houses as is with no repairs. Whether it needs a ton of work or is in good shape, we buy them all and pay cash fast whenever you need it. You don't need to fix up a thing or even clean up. And best of all, no fees or closing costs. We're Sell Pittsburgh Now, and we want to make you a fair cash offer. Call 412-385-0000.
Prinx Tires is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Built for practical performance in the long haul, Prinx delivers reliability for everyday drivers like you. Visit PrinxTireUSA.com to learn more. Sean and Ryan back here with you. We dive into the starting lineups brought to you by Icy Light Boot for Victory. We begin with the host Pittsburgh and coach Rob Vincent.
That midfield again with Walty, Griffin and Mertz, they really do dictate the tempo of the game and force Greenville to make errors in midfield. Eamon as well, Bassett, 2 players in form to finish off those chances presented by both Thorpe and Vieira.
Pittsburgh coming off a strong 2-1 win a week ago at home over Detroit City, hoping to get off to a really strong start in the Cup. On the other side of the coin, League One Giants Greenville triumph. They haven't played in 3 weeks. Here's the starting 11 under Dave Dixon.
Well, they're going to have some fresh legs, but Fricky is going to be the anchor in the centre-back position. Evans is going to be the engine in midfield. Robles, the attacking mind, and Liardi has to be the guy to provide that target to get past that press in the early part of the match.
It's just Greenville's second road game in all competitions this season. Their last game was 21 days ago, exactly 3 weeks ago, April 4th, a 1-0 defeat away to Naples in USL League One play. Two of the marquee names in the USL ecosystem going toe-to-toe for the very first time. Pittsburgh are debuting their new chromatic kits, which are an ode to the sights and sounds around the Steel City, with a little bit of influence and inspiration from Pittsburgh native and famous artist Andy Warhol. Greenville are in their classic greens with the blue shorts, and both teams will have to get off and running, Ryan, in Prinx Tires USL Cup.
I'm kind of envious about Pittsburgh. You could actually walk off the field and walk straight to a nightclub with that shirt on. I think it's that good. I love the design, and it's perfect for the Cup. Bring some excitement, bring some energy to it. And Greenville, that classic kit, never gets old. You can hang your hat on it, Sean, every single week that your Greenville team is going to be in their green.
Luis Diego Arroyo is our head official here in the Steel City, the renamed FNB Stadium in Pittsburgh, and we are off and running in USL Cup, the 3rd edition of the competition. We cannot wait to see how it unfolds here. Round 1 coverage here. It's Group 6 play. Pittsburgh and Greenville meeting for the very first time. It's championship against League One. It's just the way we like it here in the Cup.
A real chance for Greenville to try to settle down, get the ball at their feet, give everyone a touch. But here comes that Pittsburgh press like we talked about, Sean. Can they get around it? Pittsburgh are going to push them towards the sidelines, and they're going to have to cough it up.
That's something that Dave Dixon told us about in our talk with him earlier in the week. Can they manage the ups and downs of a game here against Pittsburgh? Ron Vincent will want to make it want to make Greenville feel the tightness of the field, the surface they have to play on, all the things that make this ground a home field advantage for Pittsburgh over the years. They'll want Greenville to feel every bit of it.
I love this early sequence, though. Everyone getting a touch. Try to knock this early jitters off your chest and off your stomach, and try to get some sweat on your brow.
Fritz plays it up for Deshane Beckford on the far side, and it's a regroup for Greenville to the back line.
And you know what? Nobody likes to chase for long periods of time. I don't care who you are. So this Pittsburgh team, full of energy, full of gusto. If this Greenville team can hold on to the ball for a considerable piece of time, they can take the steam out of Pittsburgh.
Mike Sheridan gets the start and goal for the Hounds today. You just saw him clear it away ahead of Azad Liadi. Danny Griffin, who never misses a game, it seems, for Pittsburgh, controls on the far side.
You know, in an arena that's so, let's say, congested, FNB Stadium, tell you what, Griffin is someone who controls the middle of the park effortlessly.
This is looped over the top. Cushioned header is just about kept in, it looks like, by Seth Torman for the triumph. Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by 84 Lumber, building a win. We start with the Hounds.
High pressure, make sure Greenville feels a lot of discomfort every time they have the ball. And for Greenville, be physical. Try to muddy up the waters. Don't let Pittsburgh get any sort of rhythm in midfield, like we mentioned with Walty, Mertz, and Griffin.
Pittsburgh in USL Cup last time around, 1 win, 2 defeats, 1 draw that led to a penalty kick shootout loss. They did lose their first 2 games of USL Cup last time around, and the Hounds were eliminated in 5th place in last year's Group 4. Greenville, on the other hand, had a very memorable USL Cup last time around. Take a look there at Rob Vincent, led the Hounds to their first ever USL Championship crown in the playoffs last year. That header is bounced in the air by Akio. And then it'll be cleared upfield by Max Vieira. Greenville knocked off 2 USL Championship teams in the group stage last year in USL Cup and knocked out one in the quarterfinals as well. They beat Miami, Charleston, and Indy, and they took the eventual champions Hartford right to the end in the semifinal. Dave Dixon looking on, and he said, we've looked back at the run from last year. It's inspiring us for this year's Cup run.
Yeah, players come and go in the dressing room, but you know he's going to mention what happened last season, so everyone gets that feel and that confidence coming into FNB Stadium today.
Pittsburgh zone, Robbie Mertz stands over it here. Sosa. Vieira bends it into the middle, but it's headed out for a Pittsburgh throw. It's going to be hooked clear. William Akio. When it bounced nearly through the Greenville defense. And then a foul. It's going to go against Shane Beckford, and it's a Pittsburgh free kick. That'll be taken, well, at least attempted to be taken quickly by Danny Griffin.
Well, even though the ball has no mass in the air, I tell you what, Beckford had no interest in actually trying to go for the ball. Just used his hips and his backside like a table.
One of the Greenville players that has years and years and a lot of another years of USL Championship experience. Shane Beckford, multiple stops along the way, most recently with Hartford. Ball whipped in by Mertz, is headed just wide of the target. Well, Owen McCoy, who's had a really good impact so far with Pittsburgh this season, nearly floats the header on target.
Well, the big centre-back goes towards the last post. It's a picture-perfect ball, and he gets there first, and it just floats past that last post, but the delivery was absolutely spot on to give his centre-back a chance.
Tonight's injury report is brought to you by Allegheny Health Network, the official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Vactor and Edrach still on the mend for Pittsburgh. There is no Albert Dikwa in the squad tonight. We're not exactly sure why, which is why he's not listed there. And Greenville, for the most part, it's not that they've had a few weeks off, are okay as far as the injuries are concerned.
I tell you what, Beto Edrach is one of those fantastic ball handlers, and he can finesse his way through any sort of situation in the middle of the park. And he's so versatile too. Put him centre back, put him right back, put him holding midfield, put him centre midfield.
He's also scored big goals in cup games for Pittsburgh over the years, specifically in the Open Cup.
And he has that reputation in college as well. Did a fantastic job for UCF.
Well, him along with Dikwa are a couple of big misses for Rob Vincent tonight. There's no questions about that. Dikwa coming back to Pittsburgh after an early, I should say a swift stretch with Rhode Island, has already scored 5 goals in the league in his return to Pittsburgh, and is now over 60 USL Championship regular season goals in his career. 40 of which, by the way, have come in Pittsburgh.
Look at the speed of play shown in the attacking third. Telltale signs of a team coming to come.
It leads to a ball floated into the middle. It's going to be chested in, and Pittsburgh essentially walking over the line to take the lead. Trevor Amon makes it 1-0 to the Hounds. How good was that?
Changing the point of attack. It is so hard to defend. Ball starts to the right, goes back out to the left, and the ball to Robbie Mertz. And Robbie Mertz has the wherewithal to have a cushion header. And Amon just throws it in. Look at the speed of play. And this ball is just whipped in by Gothorpe. Cushion header to the last post. There's nothing Greenville can do. It is 6s and 7s in the back line for Greenville, and that's because of the speed of play from Pittsburgh in their backyard.
Well, Trevor Amon already scored once for the Hounds in the Open Cup. He scores again in USL Cup play. And Pittsburgh just carved Greenville to bits here to take a 1-0 lead.
I tell you what, Goldthorpe's delivery to Mertz was spot on. And this is 2 deliveries now in the last couple of minutes. The free kick in which McCoy almost scored. And now that ball by Goldthorpe, just picture perfect. So hard to defend that.
And up the other end, the referee blows the whistle, gives Greenville an opportunity to maybe push a few more numbers into the Pittsburgh penalty area. The corner is taken short to Connor Evans. Robles into the middle. There's green shirts waiting for it. It's an overhead kick. And then the volley from Beckford is blocked. The referee will bring this back. It's going to be a foul and a Hounds free kick.
Well, the Kenyan Akio trying to jump on his bike and get one back. But that's once their heads in the area, the referee's always going to be in favor of the defender, trying to protect the defender when the ball is in the air.
Can Greenville respond from the early Riverhounds goal? Like an attempted dummy there to almost let Jacqua continue his run down this near side. Greenville settles for a throw.
Well, you're always most vulnerable when you've just scored, and this Greenville team is trying their very best to get one back before this Pittsburgh team could settle in on their 1-0 lead.
The good news from a Greenville perspective, unlike most years, is that this Riverhounds side have yet to claim a clean sheet so far, very unlike Pittsburgh in their defensive DNA. One of the other things that Rob Vincent said is that Greenville are really, really good from set pieces, these kinds of moments. Although on this particular occasion, the ball comes up short from Evans, who will try again. Evans whips it right towards goal, and it'll be caught by Sheridan.
Now it's the time for Pittsburgh to slow things down, enjoy their 1-0 lead. And wow.
A bit of an awkward moment there. Sheridan, was he fouled? Certainly Azad Liadi tried to make a mess out of that for Pittsburgh. The referee's having a talking to with Jackson Walty. Looks like it's going to be a free kick for Pittsburgh. We saw the tail end of all of that.
Well, goalkeepers have to be so aware when they have the ball in their hands. As soon as they put it on the floor, it is fair game for the forwards.
Remember, Sheridan's getting the start ahead of the normal goalkeeper, Nico Campuzano, for Pittsburgh, so he'll definitely have to be majorly aware.
So just to let the viewers at home know, Liadi actually tried to pluck the ball out of Sheridan's hands to try and score. That is a big no-no.
The ball's allowed to bounce a couple of times on this far side before Elliot Goldthorpe hoofs it forward. And then the cushioned header from Daniel Wu back to Torman. Torman goes over the top. Greenville win the first and the second ball. The hold up from Robles. Able to invite Fritz into the play before Greenville resets back to Wu.
I like this. I like the fact that Greenville is inviting Pittsburgh on. Now let's see if Liadi and company can get past this press right here.
It's a strong header in the air. Won initially by Pittsburgh, then Beckford. Nearly bounced for Robles kindly, and then it's cleared away by Owen McCoy.
Oh, what a touch.
Mertz for Walty. And it's a Pittsburgh free kick.
Love the aggression. We talk about the physicality at the keys to the match for Greenville. They're going to have to use as much force as they can in midfield. Give up free kicks, that's okay. And this Pittsburgh team are sticking to the script. They're making it so uncomfortable for this Greenville side in the opening 12 minutes with their press.
This could still fall for an opportunity for Pittsburgh here. That was Goldthorpe, who is, well, he was bundled over. No foul, says the referee. And Greenville will clear. Pass back to Sheridan here was a bit dangerous with Liadi on the prowl. The goalkeeper clears it away. And then eventually, after a heavy collision there, it's going to be a foul, a free kick. Referee's got the yellow card out.
And McCoy did not even blink. He was always going to be last to that second ball after a poor first touch from him. And he just took out the Greenville player to make sure there was no turnover in a dangerous area. Something that Coach Vincent is so wary of. Poor first touch, invites the player in, and that was Robles who got the studs right into the side of the shin.
Owen McCoy is a player that Rob Vincent told us he just threw into the fire. Wanted to see what he was capable of. He was put in there because of injuries that Pittsburgh had earlier in the season. Said he's played really, really well for us in multiple facets of the game and multiple positions as well. As that will be flicked on for Sheridan. And he's been one of the unexpected bright spots for the Hounds this season.
So physical, so tall, and also a good communicator at the back line. I mean, that is a coach's dream for a centre-back.
And Rob Vincent, of course, also mentioned that he has plenty of room as a player to grow, as was shown by that last miscued touch, of course.
Now, for a young player like McCoy, though, how much trust do you have for the centre-back to be on a yellow card after only 15 minutes in the first half? That takes a certain amount of guile.
Elliot Goldthorpe to the byline. Tries to stand it up. And this time Torman is there for Greenville. This will roll out of play. It's a Hounds throw on the near side. Pittsburgh 1-0 up with 15 minutes gone.
With this very narrow field, and Pittsburgh in this type of mood with their press, there is just nowhere for Greenville to go unless they cause a turnover in midfield and try to get a counter press to build out to the back with these white shirts, sorry, not white shirts, very decorative shirts coming at you for the first 15 minutes. There's very little room to play. There's no width.
So many teams have struggled coming here due to those particular conditions as far as having to play through Pittsburgh, because you really can't play around them. They make it so tight on a narrow surface to do so. That's where Dave Dixon said, we know what we're up against. We have to be brave. We have to be courageous, and we have to show it throughout the entirety of the 90 minutes if we're going to leave with a result. Griffin thought about taking on the shot, was quickly collapsed upon.
Look at the athleticism by Liotti.
Liotti does really well here. Has he committed a foul at the end of it? It doesn't appear so. It's out of play. Liotti's engine is one of his best assets.
Well, the centre-backs are going to be rubbing their ankles and icing their shoulders tonight. Liotti's in Pittsburgh, and boy, oh boy, he's taking names. He's pressing hard, going after every second ball. If that ball bounces, centre-backs are crying.
Dave Dixon said, I already knew Azad Liotti was a great player before I coached him. But he said, now that I've coached him for a few months here, the biggest thing I noticed is how good his hold-up play is. And we just got a little glimpse of what he could do right there. There's a Pittsburgh player down. Play continues with Robbie Mertz. Lovely little wraparound pass. No foul, says the referee, in the penalty area as Bassett was bundled over. Greenville emerged with the ball here.
Chance to counter here, Sean. Don't slow it down.
Well, Beckford does play it square. There's still a chance to surge forward here with Evans. And then Evans is not able to find a teammate. It's well covered by Max Vieira.
I love the idea by Evans to be adventurous, but that was 130 foot for Akio. Just to continue the progress, to continue the counter-attack. Fantastic read at the back line, though. And that counter-attack was something for everyone in the Greenville team to get excited about. Not all great plays end up in a goal, and I think Greenville did an excellent sequence.
Well, the USL is on CBS Sports Network. Kicks off the month of May with a championship clash of Eastern Conference powerhouses. It's Le Rouge, Detroit City, against Louisville City. 6 p.m. Eastern on May 2nd. Catch all the action on CBS Sports Network. There is, of course, a CBS Sports Network game today as well. El Clamico, Hartford, and Rhode Island, who've already met once this season in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. That game is in Connecticut. and it will be a fiery contest. Make no mistakes about that.
I tell you what, though, going back to that Detroit-Louisville game, that's 1 versus 3, with only, I think, 3 points separating those two teams.
And has its own rivalry history, of course, going back to last season's playoffs. They sure know what games to pick for prime time, don't they?
They do. You think they just pick it out of a hat?
It's going to be clipped out of play by Fritz, and it's a Pittsburgh throw. Here is Bassett, 2 goals already for Pittsburgh this season. Gets it back from Goldthorpe. Bassett clips it into the middle. It's a free header. And the flag ends up going up anyway for offside. And Trevor Amon was looking for his 2nd goal of the night.
But again, the delivery comes from that left-hand side. Fantastic ball played in. And Amon, point blank from Bassett's ball. We talked about Bassett, that tidy passer. And he's playing just off the shoulder of Amon, with Robbie Mertz playing behind him.
Please remember that FNB Stadium is a family-friendly environment.
Wu back for Torman, under pressure from Ammon. And Pittsburgh nearly collected, but it's touched away by Torman after he nearly gave a 2nd goal away as a gift to Pittsburgh. What a layoff, and what a let-off for Greenville.
Well, we enjoy the Prinx Tires USL Cup. It's a cup game, for God's sake. What a save by the keeper after giving it up. And look at the fit save to keep the ball out of trouble. Oh my gosh, look at this foot save. Fantastic recovery coming from Torman.
Looked like it was Bassett on the edge of the area. It fell so kindly for him. Torman gets a toe onto it to atone for his error. Now Vieira to no one in particular.
It has a certain energy about it, a certain sort of desperation about it, this cup match. Greenville are desperate to come in here so they can do what they did last year. Pittsburgh, of course, want to get their season on track. There's no way they would want a USL League One team to come into their backyard and win a match. So the desperation is oozing all over the field, and we love it.
Well, the challenge there is going to go Pittsburgh's way. Once again, McCoy was involved in the challenge. This time, Liotti is penalized.
Want to see that matchup, huh? Liotti and McCoy being physical with each other. That's a rumble in the jungle.
And McCoy, of course, has to be careful now on the yellow card. Can't get too physical.
Or lash out.
That's right. Lamont over the top. Initial touch was decent, then the 2nd one lets him down. It's a goal kick.
But he's been so active, Aman. He's coming from the left side all the way to the right, providing a target for his midfielders. Even if it's not to score, it's just to hold it up and allow the midfield to progress.
We'll watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Sean St. Jacques, Ryan Davis, our entire crew, great to have you with us. One of many games to kick off the 3rd edition of Prinx Tires USL Cup. Pittsburgh leading here against Greenville in the first ever meeting between 2 of the giants from their respective leagues. Pittsburgh, the defending champions from the USL Championship, and Greenville always in and amongst it in USL League One. Akio on the far side, thought better of it. Played forward by Brandon Fricke. Akio trying to dash down this far side. Lassa Kelp is there on the cover for Pittsburgh.
Good to see Akio getting a chance to go on the right-hand side now. He's going to turn into a provider rather than a goal scorer. But it's going to be easier for him to get involved on that right-hand side rather than coming inside on this left and being crowded out.
Oh, the work rate again from Liotti. Griffin almost has eyes in the back of his head. Finds Robbie Mertz. Mertz with the early ball up the other end. Good header from Torman. The pressure from Walty, and he is going to commit a foul on Evans to alleviate the pressure.
To see Detroit work their way from the back line into the midfield, everybody has to be so good on the ball. First of all, artificial turf. Second of all, very little width to play with. It looks like they're playing in their backyard. Little touches, 1-2s, spacing. Fantastic to watch.
Polak down this near side for Deshane Beckford. It's going to be a Pittsburgh throw just in front of Dave Dixon, who just got off the bench. One of the things that Dave Dixon said about this Greenville team is that they love a challenge. Whether it's in training, whether it's in the game, he said they embrace these kinds of moments. And frankly, they've responded relatively well after going down a goal here in Pittsburgh. Not many teams can say the same over the years.
And what a goal it was. I mean, the speed of play, the changing of the point of attack was so quick. I mean, very little defenses would have reacted to that.
Here is Deshane Beckford. Hounded on as he tries to get into the edge of the area. Finds Robles. Polak for Evans. And again.
Oh, beautiful.
Beckford slides it through. Here comes the shot. And it was a bit tame in the end from Ajakwa, collected by Sheridan.
But Sean, that good feeling starts to ripple through the side. A shot on goal, and they created that shot coming through midfield. It wasn't a counter press. It was actually a build-up. Yes, it was an easy save for Sheridan, but it gives Greenville a little bit of hope, seeing that ball go towards the goal. A shot on target in the stat column.
One of the better Greenville passages of play, no questions about that. McCoy looks to switch it onto the near side. Polak gets his head to it. Here's Vieira. Souza. Griffin bundled over by Robles. And Robles, I believe, is going to be booked for that. He was very late.
Well, we talked about the aggression of Robles with the ball and without the ball. But I think when he came in here, his forearm, Sean, was a little too high. And I think it caught the player either towards the neck. It was inadvertent. But look at how ferocious he came in here. Bang, right there. And he should be very fortunate for just a yellow.
Another heavy tussle there. Sees it fall for Griffin. Goldthorpe getting back up onto his feet.
I mean, Goldthorpe's delivery, when we get a chance to see it again, we're talking about one of the crosses so far of this season. I mean, all that Robbie Mertz had to do is just cushion it to the last post, and there it was for Aman, sorry.
2 seasons ago, Elliot Goldthorpe scored 10 goals in 23 games for Vancouver Whitecaps 2 in MLS Next Pro. That was really his jumping off point for the Englishman. Has scored already once this season in the league for Pittsburgh. Goldthorpe over the years has shown signs that he could kind of single-handedly take over a game with his talent. One of many reasons, I'm sure, that Rob Vincent thought he'd be a good fit here with the Hounds. And there have been early returns, of course, to back that up. Vieira couldn't quite get to it. Liotti. Again, there's that lovely hold-up for Deshane Beckford. Beckford with 2 men on him on this near side. And in the end, it's well defended by Victor Souza.
You have to love how they just corralled him to the sidelines and just took the ball away easily.
Bassett. Aman tries to switch it for Goldthorpe. Still Elliot Goldthorpe, he lays it off. Griffin forced to slightly check it down. Walty.
Here's Vieira.
Vieira is in acres of space. Vieira whips the ball in, too much on it.
Again, though, the ability to change the points of attack. Vieira comes late, arrives late to the party. They pick him out from the left side all the way to the right. He has a clear look at that last post, and that's all you want as a soccer player. Just some time, Sean, to get your pass off. Vieira, the pass was underwhelming, but it just shows how good this Pittsburgh team is in the attacking third.
Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. And as always, Select is the player's choice, as that's going to roll out for a Greenville corner.
Is there anything more picturesque than that back view? I mean, we have boats, we have trains, we have flags. It is constant action over on that far side. I love it.
Tough to beat it.
I love the nuances of this park. Hope it never changes.
It's really one of the gems in the USL period, let alone the USL Championship. Beckford's delivery was really good. Just over the head of two Greenville players. And the League One side will have the throw on the near side. Of course, Pittsburgh has plans to expand seating here at FNB Stadium, but from the initial blueprints, markups, the drawings, if you will, that have been released, you're still going to have that wonderful backdrop.
More boats, more planes, we love it. Not planes, trains.
Planes, trains, and automobiles, is that where you were getting at?
If you could get automobiles over there too, that'd be awesome. We have trains, and boats. If you could get a plane too, that'd be kind of cool.
There's nothing plain about this stadium. It really is one of the unique and beautiful, gorgeous gems that the USL system has. Here is Robbie Mertz. Deflects out for Souza on the near side. Here is Vieira.
So patient. And they know where the next pass is, despite the Greenville press. They know where the outlet is, where it comes, where it's coming from, and where to go. Which means Greenville is going to be scrambling.
On that particular occasion, Walty gives it away. Griffin almost won it back immediately. And then Ajakwa tried to thread the needle for Beckford, but Pittsburgh are going to shepherd this out of play.
And now, because they have this 1-0 lead, now they're well, they seem to have started to settle in and be comfortable with their lead. And now Greenville is just chasing shadows.
I mentioned this earlier, but so many teams, MLS all the way down, have come to this ground over the years and struggled, particularly when they fall behind first. Because Pittsburgh, whether it's been under Bob Lilly or under Rob Vincent, are so good at controlling the game here, particularly when they have a lead. Fritz lays that off for Beckford, who has shown some signs in the attack, but has been swiftly doubled a few times to try to take him out of the game. Wu and Fricky. Now Fritz.
Well, the Pittsburgh press isn't as ferocious and as quick as it was in the opening 10 minutes, but still, they're pinning this Greenville to one side. And when they pin them to one side, then you can pick off that forward pass. The thing is, Greenville has to do that as well. They have to push Pittsburgh to one side and not allow them that switch already now. Now they have the freedom on the left-hand side to pick out a pass, a forward pass.
Griffin for Walty.
Again, got to push them towards that left-hand side. Should not be allowed to come across here.
McCoy. The cushioned header here for Goldthorpe. Nearly fell back into the path of Bassett. Referee points for a Greenville throw.
Well, they just chased that ball for the last 2 minutes, 120 seconds, Greenville. And now they have to cough it right back up, Sean. That's going to take its toll in the second half.
We talked about how Pittsburgh are so tough to beat here. Part of the reason for that is that they've always had such a strong and stable midfield group. And of course, two of those key cogs have been working their magic so far today. Mertz and Griffin, dare I say, Pittsburgh's usual suspects.
I mean, we've been calling those names for the Riverhounds for years on end.
No doubt. Oh, a little bit of a shirt pull there from McCoy. Should not be doing that, although Rob Vincent thought that Deshane Beckford didn't handle his end of that too well either. Pollock with a Greenville throw, 11 minutes plus stoppage time still to play in the half. And whoever wins this game, if we do have a winner, gets 3 points as would be accustomed. If it finishes in a draw, both teams are guaranteed a point. We would go straight to a penalty kick shootout. The winner of the shootout gets 1 additional point and will leave with 2 points. To the penalty shootout losers, 1 point. If we get there, of course. That's
and I love that. I love it. It's so innovative. This cup in itself is just so innovative by USL. Uh-oh.
Well, Manu could be in here. Was he brought down? Referee says he oh no, it's going to be offside. It's going to be an offside flag here that's going to bail Greenville out.
Well, he's just sitting on his shoulder like a true number 9, the centre-back shoulder. And he's buying his time, and that little flick on, inadvertent, he gets in, and that was going to be a goal-scoring opportunity, a 1v1 with the keeper. And I tell you what, that offside flag could not have come up any quicker for Greenville.
Very likely a red card if the flag doesn't go up.
Yeah.
Greenville dodge a major moment there. Well, Seth Torman, who's actually made a big save or two already in this first half, one off the back end of his own mistake, but a big save nonetheless. Pushes Greenville's numbers forward here, but it's going to be Max Vieira who wins it back for the Hounds rather easily. Mertz in a little bit of trouble here, but then as soon as I say that, he turns himself out of trouble.
Oh, what a pass.
Griffin. Kelp. Clever play from Goldthorpe.
Now, Greenville won't mind these short passes going from side to side, even though you want them pinned to one side, but they don't want that diagonal ball in which Goldthorpe provided to Mertz. They want to keep them sort of stifled in one area. But if they buy enough time with that, by changing the point of attack, then they can pick out that direct pass, either diagonally or straight to a man.
Cleared over the top by Sheridan. Wu wins the header for Greenville.
Have to win those second balls, Sean. That's the only chance Greenville are going to have.
Pittsburgh vacuum it up here with Vieira. Mertz waiting for numbers to emerge in the middle. Back for Souza. Quick passing from Griffin to Walty.
And now Pittsburgh are just enjoying the possession. It seems like rondos on a practice on a Wednesday. And now Greenville are just chasing for seconds and then minutes on end. Still chasing.
All a part of the Rob Vincent game plan. It's exactly how he's tried to draw this one up.
And then players like Liardi and Robles, attacking players, become tired and then disinterested.
Beckford hinders Vieira, but it's still with Pittsburgh via a throw.
And then in order to win back possession, teams start to overcommit. And that's when Pittsburgh can find space behind the back line.
Here's Vieira again. Early ball is deflected. Out for Griffin, who thought about having a hit. Threads the needle for Mertz. Mert stands it up into the middle, looking for Bassett. The header goes out of play. It's a Pittsburgh corner.
It is a joy to watch. Inside, outside, short passes, diagonal passes. This Pittsburgh midfield is humming with Griffin and Mertz and company. And anything that's loose, Walsh is cleaning up, and they're keeping Greenville on their back heel, on their back foot. And now they're just toying with them.
It's a Cohen Supermarkets corner kick. Bassett delivers. It's going to fall for a chance here. Griffin. Goldthorpe tried to shape up for the shot. It was blocked. Played in behind for Robbie Mertz, who plays it square. Mertz on the follow-up. It's cleared off the bar and somehow stays out. You've got to be kidding. 3 chances for Pittsburgh. They can't score it.
Lovely first time ball to Mertz, who just tried to be cute and played it in to the centre back. It comes off the crossbar, and there's a comedy of errors. I mean, it fell to Souza right here. Excellent defending. Mertz can convert. Wu crashed it against his own crossbar and finally hits the thigh of Mertz, and he gets back up. I mean, there was like an imaginary wall in front of the goal.
Well, credit to Mertz. He thought it was better to cross it into the middle instead of shooting it.
I thought it was,
and it still didn't work out.
I thought it was too nice by Mertz. He was in on goal. He had the goalkeeper coming out to him. Yes, there was always a pass you can slip to him, but you have your centre back Souza, who you're going to slip it to. Why not, with your incredible touches, just slip it past someone? But hindsight is perfect, and I depend on that.
Don't we all? Greenville somehow found an escape hatch after all of that. It's touched forward by Kelp. Pittsburgh again on the prowl here. Robles loses out to Griffin.
Oh, good ball.
And then it's played perfectly into the path of Beckford, who's a bit loose with his touch, and then bundles over Mertz.
Well, he's frustrated, Beckford. Vieira with an important touch to dispossess him. And that means Pittsburgh would have gotten back possession. That means he was out of position. And so Beckford just bundled over his defender.
Well, the Hounds will play Phoenix May 2nd at 7 p.m. FNB Stadium for Austin Powers Night for 750 fans in attendance. Get a Groovy on the Mon Austin Powers themed t-shirt. It's going to be a shagadelic night of soccer, fun, giveaways, and all and more on the South Shore. Don't miss it. Grab your tickets now. riverhounds.com/tickets.
That's Randy, baby. Austin Powers Night. That should be fun.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have the whole costume. I did it one year in Halloween. It was fantastic.
Here's the goal scorer. Amon into the middle for Mertz. Great save. In by Vieira on the rebound. Well, it was only a matter of time. Pittsburgh continued to knock on Greenville's door. Max Vieira makes it 2-0 to the Hounds on halftime.
Can't say this enough. Changing the point of attack with speed in the attacking third. And Greenville, after chasing shadows for the last 5 minutes, have lost their legs. Vieira tucks inside, becomes an inverted right back, which buys time for Aman, who drifted outside. Mertz's shot was fantastic. What a save by Torman, though. Right here. And there was Vieira, Johnny on the spot to finish it, to make it 2-0. And what a deserved lead for the Riverhounds as well. They've dominated this first half. They've controlled possession, and the possession has been productive. It hasn't just been side to side, diagonals, forward passes, and yes, side to side, but they've taken the legs out of Greenville.
It's Max Vieira's first goal for Pittsburgh. And the Hounds are 2-0 up on League One Greenville. Can't say they don't deserve it. The Hounds have been excellent in the first half.
And now you don't take care of possession. Guess who has possession now? Pittsburgh. They're going to play it short out to the back. Or has Sheridan convinced them to go long? Yep, look like he's won the argument. 2 minutes to go before the half. You're up 2-0. You don't want to play the ball short out of the back. This is the only thing I could think of. You don't want to cough up or give Greenville a sniff going into the half.
Polak was able to hoof that forward. There's Vieira on the cover. Souza up ahead. The control from Mertz. Walty for Griffin. Here come Pittsburgh again. Lovely free-flowing possession here. Elliot Goldthorpe to the byline. Goldthorpe into the middle. Oh, it just needed a touch. It fizzed through everyone. Vieira tries to recover it. Polak plays it down the line. Now Beckford. And then the slightest contact there leads to a free kick for Greenville.
Well, Goldthorpe is having the time of his life. He created the first goal with a cross with his right foot. He showed everyone the right foot again and dragged it to his left. Got to the byline. And I have to tell you, excellent pace on the ball to get through everyone's legs.
Well, 30 seconds plus stoppage time before the break. It feels like Greenville need the break at the moment. It's going to go out for a throw. We have been told that there may not be any additional time here at the end of the half.
That is a first.
Don't see that very often.
No.
The fourth official has not put up the board here. So it's up to Luis Arroyo, our referee, how much longer we continue here. And he's brought this back for a Pittsburgh free kick, it looks like, just outside the area. Or is it going to be a throw-in instead? I beg your pardon, I think it's going to be a throw. Well, is there time for one more Pittsburgh attack here? Goldthorpe certainly taking his time over it. And now may have to throw it into the area itself. He'll throw it in short for Griffin. Goes back out for a throw and it won't be taken. Halftime in the Steel City. Pittsburgh nearly perfect in the first 45 minutes, doing a lot of things right. A couple of moments here and there for Greenville, but so far the League One side have been outclassed.
Griffin, Walty and Mertz have controlled the center circle. That allows Goldthorpe and Vieira time on the sides, and that allows Amon and Bassett to enjoy the freedom of the middle.
So far so good for the Hounds here in Prinx Tire's USL Cup. They lead Greenville by 2-0 at the half. More to come after the break.
Here in Pittsburgh, strength, pride, and teamwork matter, just like at Home Genius Exteriors, a top-rated roofing, siding, windows, and doors contractor. Call now and get 50% off roofing materials, plus no payments till 2027. And we're proud to offer an extra 10% military discount. Schedule your free, no-obligation home inspection today. Call 412-528-6526. Home Genius Exteriors, proud sponsor of your Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Balance, braking, and adjusting to the vehicle you're driving are essential skills for staying in control on the road. Let's start with braking. Some vehicles have conventional brakes, which depend entirely on the driver for their stopping power.
Newer vehicles have anti-lock braking systems called ABS. These are computer-assisted brakes designed to stop your vehicle as fast as possible in an emergency. Knowing what type of brakes you have is important because the two systems handle differently when you have to stop quickly.
For more information about safe driving, go to kdka.com.
Welcome back at the half here in Pittsburgh. The Riverhounds all over Greenville so far in USL Cup play. They lead by 2-0. We will take a break. We'll have more to come from the Steel City on the other side.
Hello, my name is Chris Watts, and I serve as the President and CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Western Pennsylvania. We are so thrilled in the incredible partnership we have with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in celebration of our community activities we have to advance the game of soccer throughout the Pittsburgh region. The unique arrangement that we have with the Riverhounds supporting our logo on these incredible chromatic third jerseys is something that all the club kids across the regions, the thousands of kids that participate in programs throughout our communities, can now aspire to be part of a championship team like the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. We're so thrilled to have these jerseys be revealed this Saturday night and having club kids engaged throughout the entire experience. Go Hounds, and I can't wait for a great season.
Lasted Rhode Island in a penalty kick shootout. Hartford Athletic reclaimed the wild card spot that two other clubs held for mere minutes. So how did we get here? Well, after 4 group stage matches, Hartford Athletic and Louisville City were tied with 9 points. The first tiebreaker, total goals. Hartford scored 9, Louisville had 8. And that wild card spot launched Hartford's run to the USL Cup title. This year's Cup promises even more drama. 42 clubs in the USL Championship and League One will form 7 groups filled out by region. Each club will play 4 group matches, and when the dust settles, the 7 group winners will advance along with 1 wild card team, not 2 wild cards like last year. The remaining 8 clubs will be drawn into 4 quarterfinal matches with 1 stipulation. The wild card cannot be drawn against its group winner. The 4 quarterfinal winners will then be drawn for the semifinal round, with the 2 finalists drawn to determine the host for the Prinx Tires USL Cup final.
All day and all night for Charles All. Pittsburgh on the board, 1-0.
Really good place here. Pittsburgh score. Riverhounds have liftoff at Highmark. What a strike. Sam Bassett.
And he sends the thousands here into a frenzy.
Welcome back, everybody. 84 Lumber halftime continues here. Prinx Tires USL Cup. Pittsburgh leading Greenville by 2-0. Still a big second half coming here at PNB Stadium in Pittsburgh. We'll get to the second half in just a few moments. But first, a recap of the Prinx Tires USL Cup summary. Remember, each club is going to play 4 group stage matches, 2 home, 2 away.
2025 USL Championship winners.
Our blueprint at 84 Lumber started with the simplest of ideas. Hire good people, provide excellent service, add value. From that foundation, we created our structure and shaped an industry. We build projects, homes, dreams, neighborhoods. We build careers, lives, futures. We build success. 84 Lumber.
The rookie E-drafts to end it and secure a title for Pittsburgh. 26 years! Pittsburgh Riverhounds, 2025 USL Championship winners.
Pittsburgh Playhouse, serving Pittsburgh for over 90 years with dance, theater, music, and entertainment for everyone. A shy florist, a mysterious plant, and a deal that changes everything. The thrilling cult classic Little Shop of Horrors comes to life April 29th through May 3rd. As success grows, so does the danger, love, ambition, and consequences you can't escape. Get your tickets today at PittsburghPlayhouse.com.
Prinx Tires is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Built for practical performance in the long haul, Prinx delivers reliability for everyday drivers like you. Visit PrinxTireUSA.com to learn more. Comprehensive the first half was for Pittsburgh, and the stats frankly back that up.
Productive possession. Every time they got pinned by Greenville to one side, they found the outlet and went right back to the far side, which bought them some time to create a chance. 6 shots on target to 1. I tell you what, Greenville have to be very thankful it's only 2-0.
Pittsburgh were very, very strong in the first half. One thing that I was curious to get your thoughts on, Ryan, is we're getting close here to the start of the second half. Greenville, 21 days without a game. Wonder if that's caught up with them a bit here tonight.
Yeah, you could be second-guessing yourself or not as quick to make decisions on the field because you're going to have that game-time simulation. Practice does its best in trying to create chances or create that sort of tempo, but only a game can mask that. And it looks like they'll be a little bit out of game form in the first half.
Pittsburgh leading Greenville by 2-0 here, getting closer and closer to the start of the second half, and we'll take a break here. We'll have the second half between the USL Championship winners and the League One side after a short break.
Hello, My name is Chris Watts, and I serve as the president and CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Western Pennsylvania. We are so thrilled in the incredible partnership we have with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in celebration of our community activities we have to advance the game of soccer throughout the Pittsburgh region. The unique arrangement that we have with the Riverhounds supporting our logo on these incredible chromatic third jerseys is something that all the club kids across the regions, the thousands of kids that participate in programs throughout our communities, can now aspire to be part of a championship team like the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. We're so thrilled to have these jerseys be revealed this Saturday night and having club kids engage throughout the entire experience. Go Hounds, and I can't wait for a great season.
It is halftime in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Time for some of the headlines for this week. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio. Corey Bennett of Colorado Springs scored 2 goals against Monterey Bay in Week 7 of the USL Championship. That's 6 goals for the season, the Golden Boot lead through 7 games, and that total matches the season high for an individual player from the Switchbacks in 2025. In League One, AC Boise's first home victory of the season was a dominating 4-0 performance against Westchester SC. Dennis Kostashin climbed within a goal of the leader in the Golden Boot race with a pair of goals. He's now scored 3 times in Boise's past 2 games. And Boise played a big part in a huge attendance week for League One in Week 7. More than 22,000 fans total. Boise led the way with 7,204. And Portland Hearts of Pine close behind, 6,033. If those 2 clubs were in the USL Championship, Boise would rank 6th in average attendance through 7 weeks. Portland would rank 8th. Upcoming national broadcasts for both the championship and League One: Detroit City and Louisville City. Boise hosts FC Naples, and Richmond hosts Charleston in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. All 3 matches are on the CBS Sports Network. Well, the second half is getting closer. Let's get you back out to your match.
Welcome back to the Steel City, everybody. Sean St. Jacques, Ryan Davis, our entire crew, Pittsburgh and Greenville, here in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Round 1 coverage here in Group 6. Pittsburgh leading by 2-0, and they could have had a few more. Rob Vincent's side were excellent in the first 45 minutes. We'll see if Dave Dixon and Greenville's bunch have a response in the second 45. It does look like both teams are trying to make at least one halftime adjustment here on this near side, so we'll wait for that. But certainly Greenville have their work cut out for them in the second 45 minutes. Pittsburgh are tough to beat here as it stands. They're even tougher to beat when they have a comfortable lead. It looks like Rob Vincent is going to take off Owen McCoy, who was on a yellow card, and will bring on Elal Osumanu, Pittsburgh veteran. Ezra White is going to come on for Greenville at the start of the second half for the League One side under Dave Dixon's tutelage, in dire need of an early second half response.
I think more importantly for Greenville is that they have been disjointed defensively. When they do sort of pin Pittsburgh to one side of the field, which they're supposed to do, there are too many outlets for Pittsburgh to come back into the middle and then switch sides. I think that comes with not only practice, and we talked about the 3 weeks off. I think that has been a huge impact for them, playing as a collective unit in trying to press and defend as a unit. And I think Pittsburgh have taken full advantage of that in the first 45 minutes.
And you're certainly bringing on a veteran in the Ghanaian, Elal Osumanu. It's his 4th season with the Hounds. He's really been one of the mainstay defenders in his time in Pittsburgh.
I mean, that's a wise choice, right? McCoy, you don't want any chance for Greenville to slip back into this game if he gets a second yellow card. So Osumanu's going to come, like you said, a veteran presence to come in there and just marshal the back line to try and see this Pittsburgh team to the finish line.
And it was Fritz making way for Ezra White on the Greenville alteration.
Ezra White, that Clemson midfielder. Tell you what, he's young, he's full of energy. The new man on the block. He's going to come in here with something to prove. And I think those fresh legs are exactly what Greenville need in midfield.
Also, if you're Greenville, not bad to have a school like Clemson nearby to maybe pick a few players from. They're known for American football, but their soccer program is also top-notch as the Hounds get a corner here. There's a look at the newly named FNB Stadium. Of course, the NFL Draft is going on this week in Pittsburgh as well. Pittsburgh, just in general, don't really need me to tell you this, but one of the great sports cities we have in the United States, and this week is another great display of that on multiple fronts. From the corner, Torman just about is able to make the catch. That nearly had Olympico written all over it.
Good delivery, testing Torman, but Torman has been tested in that first half. So he's sure of hand right now, full of confidence. Despite the scoreline, he's been tested more than once. I don't think he would have beat him with one of those.
It deflects out of play on the far side. Polak under pressure from Robbie Mertz. Goals from Ammon and Vieira have Pittsburgh 2-0 up, hoping that that foundation can help them get 3 points on the board at the start of this USL Cup campaign.
The fact that Amman came outside to break that delivery in for the second goal, and the fact that Vieira was the right back or right wing back that tucked inside shows the fluidity of this Riverhounds team.
A lovely little flick there from Robles. Polak. Akio, lovely little slip of the ball through again. Now Beckford. Oh, it was nearly brilliant build-up from Greenville. It was Evans on this near side, but it's cut out. And then a foul and a free kick for Pittsburgh just in front of Dave Dixon.
Well, you love the intensity by Greenville. They've come out in the second half with a mission. Evans, of course, being the brain of the midfield, the engine of the midfield as well. And yeah, they gave up the free kick, but it just shows their intent on what they believe they can do in this second half.
Goldthorpe will take the throw. We have been keeping track of some of the other games going on around the groups, including in this group, where Charlotte Independence beat the Richmond Kickers by 2-1. An all League One clash there, as Pittsburgh gets a corner. Charleston Battery are in this group as well. Loudon are also in this group. They played each other earlier today. The Battery beat Loudon away from home by 2-1 as a Cohen corner kick is coming up here. It's going to be a very difficult group to get out of. Very deep with not just championship, but League One top names. From the corner, that's flicked on and deflected away. Goldthorpe wins it back for Pittsburgh. Elliot Goldthorpe, was he bundled over in the area? Referee had a look at that. Luis Arroyo says no penalty as Greenville clears.
I tell you what, Beckford, what are you thinking? 3 white shirts converging. You're on the right edge of your corner of your 18-yard box. Try to split 2 defenders. You've put the rest of your team in a real vulnerable position, trying to create something in an area where you're supposed to just hoof it out and survive the next play.
It's headed high into the air by White. Then Vieira. And a Jacqua. And then Vieira clears it for Pittsburgh. great noise by the Steel Army here, the Pittsburgh Ultras, at the start of the second half. It's going to be a Greenville free kick. Slightly overzealous moves there from Danny Griffin.
Yeah, coming from behind, there's no chance that the referee's going to allow that. He was buying his time to see if there's any advantage for Greenville. As soon as the advantage dried up, blew the whistle, brought it back. Now, even though you're down 2-0, it is really important for Greenville to enjoy some time on the ball.
Liati against Osumanu, who settles for the concession of the throw. Evans. First time ball in by Beckford. He's caught by Sheridan. About how Greenville only had really one shot of note in the first half. Their XG, and it's still, I believe at the moment, is 0.02. Oof. Which also tells you how dominant Pittsburgh have been in the first 53 minutes.
Pittsburgh have executed what Greenville is supposed to do. They're forcing Greenville to one side, right here. They're going to try to pin them in and not allow them to bring the ball back in the middle of the park.
They love using those sidelines as an extra defender, the Hounds.
Correct. And while Pittsburgh, on the other hand, are finding those little avenues to bring the ball back in the middle to Robbie Mutz, then he can switch it to the other side and have Thorpe and company have a blast on the far side.
That's a giveaway. Ammon is in behind here for Pittsburgh, plays it across, and Greenville get back in time with Fricky in order to deal with it defensively, although again, the Pittsburgh press never seems to stop.
Thought a man just wasn't quick enough to make a decision whether to shoot or not to shoot. As the center forward, you want him to put those blinders on, Sean, and have a heave at that far post.
Robles. The switch to Connor Evans. Evans looking for Liati, and his touch and his cross were too heavy.
So he saw the pass from Robles to Evans. It wasn't crisp enough. Evans took his time, brought it down. By that time, Pittsburgh already got back into their defensive shape, and there's nowhere for Evans to go. The speed of play has to be better for Greenville, and that's going to come as the season wears on. But it's so important for them to play against this type of opposition, which will only improve the attacking display in the attacking third.
A few years back, I remember having a conversation with the old Indy 11 coach, Martin Rennie, who was the head coach with Indy between 2018 and 2021.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
I bring it up because his teams did have some success in Pittsburgh from time to time, at the time against Bob Lilly's groups.
Did he let the secret out?
He didn't.
Did we have to dig under a tunnel and go into like a tomb and find the secret?
He didn't tell me the secret to success, but what he did say is, even when your game plan goes well, playing Pittsburgh is a nightmare because of the way they just will not let you breathe when you're on their turf.
Attitude. And immediately the medical staff is going to be called to the... Well, he's back on his feet. That's good news. But Griffin took one right into the noggin. He's not happy.
Danny Griffin has been Pittsburgh's Iron Man for the better part of, well, now more than half of a decade. I believe since 2020, the Pittsburgh media relations staff always does a great job keeping track of this stat. Danny Griffin's only missed 2 league games in about 6 seasons.
He is the glue of this Riverhounds team.
It's been under Bob Lilly or under Rob Vincent. Danny Griffin continues to be a cornerstone piece to the Riverhounds setup. while Danny Griffin is assessed here. On the far side, we can remind you that soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek is your ticket to great seats.
You know, it's a little bit tricky right now with that injury to Danny Griffin. You're comfortably up 2-0, but he's one of the reasons why you're comfortably up 2-0. He's also the Iron Man, so he has that belief and expectation to play the full 90 minutes. So as a coach, you want to respect that. But thinking of team first, eventually you might want to think, Danny, great shift. Let's get somebody out there to finish off the match, because we always have the weekend to look forward to in this very, very crowded schedule. And there he is.
Griffin's back in. To your point, Ryan, it's very tight in the Eastern Conference table at the moment. Pittsburgh are in 4th on 10 points. Many teams are kind of in and around that 10-point mark at the moment in the East. It's very tight, very early in the season.
Yeah, they're going to be paying attention to that Detroit City, Louisville City game, because Detroit City is tied with Pittsburgh on 10 points.
Louisville and Tampa Bay, what a surprise. So the two pace setters at the moment in the East, but certainly the likes of Pittsburgh, Charleston, many of the regulars in the East are going to be in and amongst the race.
And I love that. I love that there are teams out there that you can depend on that's going to be in your face every single year. And it gives the USL an identity, and it gives these teams their own identity.
You bring up a great point. We asked Rob Vinson about being champions, having the target on your back. And he said, well, even when we don't win a title, the likes of Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay and Louisville and Charleston, those are the marquee names. Those are the teams that are always going to get the best shot of the opponents they face. He said, yeah, we felt it a little bit extra, but Pittsburgh always have a target on their back because they're always in the mix.
And you want your team, if they're not in that discussion, to work their way up into that group. But until then, when you turn on USL Championship and you think of the East, you're asking, who's Pittsburgh playing? Who's the Rowdies playing? Who's Louisville playing? Who's Charleston playing? You want that identity.
No doubt. Ooh, a head-to-head collision there. Good job by the referee to immediately bring this to a halt. Jacqua was on the Greenville side of that. There is a Pittsburgh player, I believe it's Sam Bassett, who's also clinging onto his head at the moment.
Ball in the air. Everyone's trying to go for it, and they hit her right in the back. Both players were going for the ball. It was inadvertent, but no less painful.
Luis Arroyo on top of it. You got to stop that immediately if you're the referee, and that's exactly what he did. Give the medical staff as much time as possible to assess the players.
Well, he's English. He'll get up. He's fine. They're a tough group. English players in this sport. Tell you what, Coach Dixon, seeing what he's seeing now, he was very encouraged by the way this team was developing as the season unfolds. But to come away to Pittsburgh is certainly one of the hardest outings you're going to have all season long. And I just hope for this Greenville team, it doesn't take away from their confidence as they get back to league play on the weekend.
Greenville 2 wins, 2 losses in League One play. They came into the night in 10th, just outside the playoff places in USL League One. Good to see the 2 players involved in the head injury situation, both coming back on at the same time, Bassett and Jacqua. "30 minutes left here in Pittsburgh."
I'll tell you what, it doesn't get easier for Greenville as well, Sean. They have to travel away to Union Omaha on the weekend.
Talk about a marquee name in USL League One.
What about the story of One Knoxville with their incredible win?
Unbelievable.
In the US Open Cup. I mean, that
no
is
doubt.
David against Goliath. There's one stone in his sling, and his stone lands dead red.
Well, Ian Fuller's side certainly showed why they're the League One champions that night. No questions about that. And they get Columbus Crew, by the way, in the round of 16. Here come Pittsburgh again on the far side. It's laid off to the edge of the area. Walty into the middle. I'm on! 3-0! It's as simple as that! The Riverhounds are running riot here in USL Cup. A brace for Trevor Amon. And the Hounds look to be over the hills and far, far away from the triumph tonight.
Well, Greenville are second-guessing and wondering where's the delivery going to come from. It comes down the middle, it goes back out to the right, they drop it back, and the delivery to the last post, pinpoint right here. And a man just puts it on target. He throws his body, Sean. He's not trying to do anything special with it. Just get it on frame, make the keeper save, and he gets it past the left hand of Torman. What a game he's had. He's provided himself to be such a target for his midfielders. Showing himself, holding up the ball, anything in the 18-yard box, he's throwing his body towards. He's a gift for the midfielders to play with. What a joy.
2 for him, 3 for the Hounds. More than likely 3 points in Pittsburgh's future.
Don't want to take away from Armand's goal, but I thought Torman with that left hand could have done a little bit better. Thought of hindsight is a beautiful thing, but just from the replay, it looked like the keeper should have had that.
Looks like Vieira is going to pick up a yellow card here for Pittsburgh on the back end of that last sequence.
Now, we always throw around the term game management. Game management, what does that mean? Okay, you're up 3-0. Vieira, you're at midfield. What can you possibly have to do up 3-0 in midfield to get a yellow card? That's the questions coaches ask their players in game management.
Yeah, the Vieira yellow is confirmed. Greenville, at the moment, in need of some kind of a response here. It's going to get away from them if they don't find one. Ooh, Bassett miskicks it. Osumanu's header picked up here by Evans. Evans with the cross. And it's out for a throw into Greenville on the near side.
You know, Bassett was one of the players we featured before the game, but he's one of the quieter players for the Riverhounds tonight. And now a chance for Evans to hurl one in.
Fricky. For Wu. He's had a bit of an adventurous night himself. Polak down the line for Akio. Wu again. Just trying to slip it through. Ajakwa. Well, it was a lovely run, but the feed was too firm.
You know, I'm going to go with Ajakwa on this one. I thought he did everything right. Polak and company, they have to move along with him. You can't just stop, start, and stop. Ajakwa's putting the ball in space for you to run onto. What was he saying in Seinfeld? They stop the when the it's a short stop. It'll come back to me.
I was going to say, you might know better than me on that one.
It'll come back to me. Stop short. Stop short. That's what Polak did to Ajakwa there. There's no reason to stop short.
Well, here is Beckford. He's not one for stopping. Vieira does stop him, however, and wins a free kick. Just hasn't quite worked out for Deshane Beckford, but to be fair, Pittsburgh's paid a lot of attention to him and has cut off a lot of his moves and attempts to get into the area.
Yeah, they certainly did their homework tonight in trying to cut off the main threats of Greenville tonight. And Vieira, what a shift he's putting on that right-hand side. Never easy to play right wing back or right midfield in a 3-5-2. You have to cover every blade of grass from byline to byline.
Remember, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds play Phoenix at FNB Stadium May 2nd, 7 p.m. It's Austin Powers night, so get there early. 750 fans in attendance. The first 750 fans in attendance get a Groovy on the Mon Austin Powers themed t-shirt. It's going to be a shagadelic night of soccer, fun, and giveaways on the South Shore, so don't miss it. Riverhounds.com/tickets to get your tickets today.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Elliot Goldthorpe will stand over this set piece. Pittsburgh would love to put some icing on top of this cake. Goldthorpe whips it in. Diving header away by Liotti. And Vieira picks up the pieces for the Hounds over to Walty. Back for Sheridan.
Sean, with 23 minutes remaining, this game is far from over. But you can't get 3 goals back in one sequence. It's all about putting sequences together. Fantastic defensive structure. Liotti's effort to get the ball out. Now it comes with your press in midfield. Try and win one back, create a chance, and maybe get something going. And even coaches, they just want you to play the game the right way, despite the scoreline, which is effort, something you can control. The shape of the team, something you can control. That's the things that you have to execute throughout the rest of the match.
Pittsburgh are on the prowl again. Vieira. Griffin.
Lovely.
Bassett. Well, it's going to be walked in again, but the flag's going to go up. Goldthorpe put it on a plate. Ammon finishes, but his goal will not count. It'll be a free kick for Greenville.
A lovely build-up on top of the 18-yard box. A clever 1-2 with Goldthorpe. And looks like the number 7 jumped the gun. Didn't have to. All he had to do is stay in line with the ball and get his hat-trick.
Does look like the Hounds are getting a couple of changes ready. We'll get to that in a moment. It's going to be a Greenville throw on this near side. Liotti is fouled by Mertz. Evans will take the free kick quickly. Switches the field for Beckford. Deshane Beckford was looking to get a shot away there. He was stood up. Jacqua for Evans. Robles not able to thread the needle. And it's lovely interplay on this near side that could allow Bassett to lead the Hounds break here.
Look at Aman working. Look at
Evans
him run.
right through the middle. It's switched over to the far side, and Goldthorpe takes it down, and the shot is saved by Torman. Not cleared yet. Griffin over the top for Mertz. Griffin gets it back. Pittsburgh takes it down a notch just for the moment.
So we saw Goldthorpe being stopped, but it all started with Aman coming all the way back to break up the play, then make the decoy run to suck everybody in to allow Goldthorpe to be free. The work rate of this center forward is second to no one on this pitch.
Mertz. Ammon on a hat trick, couldn't get the shot away. Goldthorpe. Bassett out wide. And then the cross leaves a lot to be desired on the back end.
Tired legs, Maxi Vieira has a goal tonight, but those look like someone with wobbly legs. And that cross ended up in Rosie.
It's a goal kick. Here come the 2 Hounds substitutions. Bradley Sample is going to come in for Robbie Mertz. Charles All will replace Sam Bassett. And And the Pittsburgh native, as he always tends to, gets a nice ovation as he leaves.
Charles Hall, wearing the number 10, plays like a number 10. Enjoyed his college experience in Stetson University in Central Florida. And he is a very creative, two-footed player that sits behind the forward.
Just want to confirm that the fourth official had the wrong number up there. It is what we said. Charles Hall is in for Sam Bassett. Fourth official had the number 9 leaving instead of number 19. Just want to make sure that we confirmed that for you. 18 minutes plus stoppage time left. Pittsburgh have been in complete command since the kickoff.
You know, Eamon's engine has been fantastic. Danny Griffin, of course. Do we have to see it again? You wind him up and he runs for 90 minutes like a toy.
Another attempt there for Pittsburgh that is off target. Sample trying to get involved right away. Greenville are getting some changes ready. We'll get to that in a minute as well. Well, if Greenville does lose tonight, and there is time left for them, I should remind you that there was only one team that failed to win its first group game in USL Cup last season and still made the knockout round.
Who's that?
That team was the Greenville Triumph.
Wow.
They went a perfect 3 wins out of 3 after they lost their USL Cup opener. And they got to the semis. Robles sees that deflected. Souza with a brave header. Greenville gets the corner.
All the way to the semis, huh?
They took Hartford just about down to the wire in that semifinal, and of course Hartford won the cup.
Now, can Beckford give Pittsburgh something to think about? This delivery has to be just to the near post of the 6-yard box.
Oh, the idea was rather clever from Greenville there. They tried to go down the byline, but it's miscontrolled by Beckford.
Anytime you have a direct free kick, corners as well, anytime you try to take them indirectly, there's so many moving parts. There's so many chances for something to go wrong. Imagine all your centre-backs coming up, waiting for this delivery, and to watch that unfold. I tell you what, you're going to get the devil's eye.
Fair enough. Well, Greenville has promised to make 2 changes here. Leo Castro and Chapa Herrera are both going to come in. Robles and Ajakwa are going to make way here for Dave Dixon's group. That leaves them with 2 changes left.
Chapa Herrera, one of those disruptors in midfield. Two-way midfielder, then can turn the ball from recovery into attack.
Again, that's headed over the top, looking for Azad Liati. Dave Dixon's wanted him to be in one-on-one positions tonight, him and Beckford. It hasn't happened. That's because Pittsburgh, beg your pardon, have just been so well organized defensively all night. Kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, is that I brought up the Martin Rennie comment because you can have a game plan completely mapped out against Pittsburgh, particularly here in the Steel City. Doesn't mean it's going to work.
And apparently those plans are in the catacombs buried underneath this Pittsburgh stadium. If anyone wants them, you're going to have to take the river. There's a tunnel underneath, and there are the plans in a tomb.
I thought you were going to say there's a map on the back of the Declaration of Independence.
No, it's in the back of the plans to beat Pittsburgh.
You can stop by for fresh, made-to-order salads, grain bowls, and smoothies. Show your support and visit So Fresh in Market Square.
I mentioned it earlier, Charlotte and Charleston have already won here in Group 6 tonight. However, if it stays like this, we should mention this, because of goal differential, Pittsburgh would be at the top of the group after one match day.
And deservedly so. I mean, they've taken this game by the scruff from the first half, moved the ball with pace. When they didn't have the ball, they stayed compact. They pressed high. They forced Greenville to one side, coughed back up possession, and then start back up again. They took Greenville's legs out of this match in the first half with those long stints of possession. Remember, I always said, possession is like body punches in a boxing match. In the later rounds, it starts to take effect. And boy, this Pittsburgh team took it right down the throat of Greenville.
Once again, Pittsburgh play out of their own end rather well here, and they win a free kick.
Well, he's everywhere. Getting back to defend, providing an outlet for his midfielders. Has a double under his belt.
They haven't played 2 seasons with the Northern Colorado Hailstorm, who are unfortunately now a defunct side from USL League One. In 2023, he scored 26 league goals in League One in 34 games. Wow. Then went to Sac Republic after that, then briefly with FC Tulsa, before winding up here with Pittsburgh.
26 goals in 34 appearances. I mean, that goal per game ratio is stunning. I mean, that has to be a USL League One record.
If not, it's got to be right there.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Brace for Trevor Ammon, a goal from Max Vieira, his first for the Hounds. Add it all up, a 3-0 Pittsburgh lead. And you know they're going to be looking for more. Here's Goldthorpe looking for Ammon. It's collected by Torman.
Tell you what, Torman has been so busy tonight, despite the 3-0 scoreline. He's pulled off a couple of good saves. He had that foot save in the first half when he made the mistake. But Torman didn't do anything wrong tonight. I thought maybe he could have got a hand to Eamon's second goal, the diving header. But other than that, he's been fantastic.
By the way, if you're looking for any upsets tonight, the one that's closest at the moment is Union Omaha leading 2-0 over Indy, which would be quite a story because Union Omaha already knocked Indy out of the Open Cup earlier this year.
We love it.
They might be about to do it to them again. And by the way, both of those games in Indy.
Wow. That takes some guts. Update on the expected goals for Greenville Triumph in the second half alone. It is a whopping 0. I mean, they're not even getting the ball into the attacking third. I tell you what, though, for Coach Dixon, remember, you can't simulate this sort of competition in practice. This is only going to make your team better. And they go up against Union Omaha this weekend. And I think this is the best test they could have gotten. And now can they show some sort of fight and return on the weekend to test Union Omaha on the road.
Here is Beckford. Wu from Polak, tried to thread the needle. Polak out wide. It's whipped into the middle. Again, Pittsburgh have the answers. Looking for Castro. Pittsburgh get it clear. Wu forced to retreat. Back to Torman.
Tell you what, Pittsburgh, they have an interesting schedule coming up ahead. Louisville looming on May 9th. That's going to be fun. Of course, Phoenix Rising, we talked about them. You and I had some discussions before this match, how stingy they are. So imagine Pittsburgh Riverhounds and Phoenix Rising. But you did say this at the broadcast in the beginning. This Pittsburgh team known for its defense, but this team known for its offense. 3-0 again tonight against a Phoenix Rising team that very much has the characteristics of a defensive team.
Well, Rob Vincent's going to make a couple of changes here. Warren Agostoni is going to come in for Max Vieira. And Elliot Goldthorpe is going to make way for another Pittsburgh key piece over the years. Junior Etu is going to add his name into the works here as well.
Huge fan of Junior Etu. He's been around for so long. He's such a soldier for coaches and teams alike.
Number 22, Warren Agostoni.
Well, for Junior Etu, it's now his 5th season as a Pittsburgh Riverhounds player, former Rowdies, former Charlotte Independents as well when they were in the USL Championship.
Consummate professional. And I tell you what, he's made it clear to everyone. If you're running a 3-5-2, you're running a 3-4-3, I'm your guy on the left-hand side. He has nailed down that wide left midfield position in that setup.
Have to give Warren Agostoni a shout out as well. It's his Pittsburgh debut. It's his pro debut, the 17-year-old.
Wow.
Getting his first look here. With Pittsburgh, Greenville will take out William Akio here. And Lucas Meek is going to take his place.
Well, Lucas Meek is known for his late game heroics, but I think with this scoreline, it's well out of his grasp.
Yeah, Lucas Meek is another player that's kind of bounced around a bit over the years. Was a part of the One Knox title winning side last season in League One, formerly of Inter Miami CF2 and MLS Next Pro, but for Western Suburbs FC, which is an interesting name on his resume, did score 17 goals. Now 27-year-old is Chapa Herrera finds his way into the referee's book here.
Western Suburbs FC sounds like a pub team on a Sunday, but I love it. 14 goals in 14 appearances. Can't take it away from him.
Another look at the Herrera, well, at least maybe the moment that led to the infraction here. We've been told that Herrera was the player who was booked. Might have been for something he said more than something he did.
And it wasn't hello.
I think that is fair to say. You mentioned it, by the way, Ryan. The month of May is going to be an interesting month for Pittsburgh. We mentioned Phoenix at home, Louisville away in the league. Then they go away to Charlotte Independence in Prinx Tire's USL Cup before a home date with, I must say, an improved Miami FC.
Oh, yeah.
Who have already taken a few names.
They are fun to watch.
And then they go and play Charleston away in USL Cup at the start of June. So certainly not an easy slate upcoming for Rob Vincent's men. Well, eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team. Play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. I know you always get excited when this read comes around.
Do you know you can use your Pittsburgh Riverhounds uniform when you're creating your team? I'm not sure if you're going to have these jerseys. Hopefully that will be uploaded pretty soon, but that'd be kind of cool.
You would hope.
eFootball, when it comes to gameplay is better than FIFA's FC.
Wow. High praise.
High praise. eFootball came about in the late 90s. It was called Winning 11. It came straight from Japan, straight. And then it was called Pro Evolution Soccer. And now it's eFootball. So it has transcended. It has not gone anywhere. Outside the shores of the United States, eFootball is right up there with the most played game on the planet.
I do know that you've built quite a few solid 11s playing eFootball. We've definitely had that conversation before.
Do I need to go through my legends again?
Let's just say this. I don't think anyone would want to play any of those teams. Let's put it that way.
Franco Baresi at the back line, Paolo Maldini, Franz Beckenbauer, Claude Makalele at defensive midfield, Lothar Matthäus, Zinedine Zidane.
Oh, I mean, the list goes
Michel
on and
Platini,
on.
Diego Maradona.
By the way, quick update on that Indy-Omaha game. Indy have gotten a goal back, so it's 2-1. So time for Sean McCauley's bunch to maybe force a penalty kick shootout in that game.
Oof, good ball.
Here is Evans for Greenville. Into the middle, it's cushioned away and then cleared by Etu.
It'll do a world of good for Greenville just to get a goal.
Herrera back over the top. It nearly fell for Castro. Pittsburgh will clear it away. Thrown quickly back in. White. Rainbows it out of play and into the Steel Army.
Have to love the Steel Army.
One other game that I did want to give an update on was El Clamico. A lot of hype around it. It's on CBS Sports Network. It's 0-0 at the moment. The good news of that is we might see a penalty kick shootout. There was plenty of penalty drama in USL Cup between Rhode Island and Hartford last season.
Now, it must be said, Rhode Island dispatched Hartford in the US Open Cup. Got a chance to call that match 2-0 in Rhode Island.
Yes.
And now a chance for some payback. But Rhode Island, give them credit, they're starting to find their shape, the proverbial shape, in this season.
An impressive win at Lexington as the foul is given here. And then they put Charleston to the sword midweek. So
that's impressive.
Yeah. They won 4-0 over Ben Pierman's battery. So it does feel, talking Eastern Conference here, that Rhode Island has certainly turned a corner. Well, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches, expert analysis every day on CBS Sports Golazo Network and on ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings.
Give or take stoppage time, I say I say 1 minute.
Unfortunately, I already know the answer, so I don't want to.
Was I close? Not really.
Slightly off, yeah.
Okay.
From what I've been told, at least.
I'll try to improve next match.
Well, there was an extended arm there from Deshane Beckford. We're into 3
minutes.
Added minutes.
It was probably the Danny Griffin injury.
Yes, I think you're right.
The second half, yeah. That's probably what it was.
Beckford penalized here for the extended arm. And it went into Bradley Sample's jaw, potentially here. Oof. There was the extension.
It's inadvertent, but the hands have to stay down. You want to screen the ball with your hand, that's fine, but it shouldn't be up towards the neck and chin area.
Well, the referee has stopped the play again here. Possibly because I think Greenville may have taken this from the wrong spot. I beg your pardon, Pittsburgh may have actually taken this from the wrong spot. Now it's back into action here. 2 minutes minimum of stoppage time left in a game that, you hate to say it, but it's been decided for roughly 20 minutes or so. Pittsburgh have just sucked the life out of Greenville as the game has gone along. And Greenville become the latest victim of a Steel City smackdown, dare I say.
Sean, this dominant performance by Pittsburgh. I know a guy who's an ultimate Pittsburgh fan. His name is Matt Saplinski, and he's known as Matty Ice. But he knows every Pittsburgh sporting event. We're talking about the Pirates, the Steelers, the Riverhounds. Anything that comes up is on his board. And Matt Saplinski, the ultimate Pittsburgh fan. Shout out to you.
I thought you were going to say Jeremy Renner, who recently came to a Pittsburgh Riverhounds game.
Jeremy Renner buried the plans underneath this ground, this field. Nobody's going to forgive him for that.
Another Pittsburgh throw. And this will go down as just one of those where you kind of chalk it up to another Pittsburgh masterclass on their own home patch, beg your pardon. Used to say that about Bob Lilly all the time, but this one will be credited to Rob Vincent and his coaching staff. They have just not gotten a foot wrong tonight.
Clinical. Absolutely clinical.
When Pittsburgh are at their best, they dot every I, they cross every T.
But the speed of play gets everybody a little bit nervous.
Yes.
Who's going to watch these highlights? Because it's okay to have that speed of play in the first and second third. When that speed of play continues in the second third, where you're picking out the outlets and the opening guys, and you're moving the point of attack so quickly, it is very scary to defend.
They also do it without Albert Dikwa, and they do it without really getting out of second gear. A really impressive Pittsburgh Riverhounds performance to open up play in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Pittsburgh dispatches Greenville by 3-0 in the first ever meeting between the two clubs, and Pittsburgh goes right to the top of Group 6 in Cup play. Greenville have been here before in USL Cup, can't count them out, but they certainly go home back to South Carolina with their tails firmly between their legs tonight.
You and I talked though, the Prinx Tires USL Cup, you have to start off quickly. Pittsburgh did that exactly that in this match. Greenville triumph and going to have to get their very best in a very tough group the rest of the way.
Picture perfect from Pittsburgh in the Steel City tonight, a 3-0 victory. We'll be back after the break to finish it up.
Hi, I'm Dustin.
I'm Kim. And I'm Ray.
And we're Dustin Buys Houses.
My parents buy houses for cash.
With a call to make in the Pittsburgh area
To sell your as-is property fast.
We buy fixer-uppers, foreclosures, rented or vacant.
Or a nicer home you just need out of. We buy them all.
Plus, you don't pay any fees. Takes just a few minutes on the phone
To see if our family can help yours.
Call 412-615-0000.
Here in Pittsburgh, strength, pride, and teamwork matter, just like at Home Genius Exteriors, a top-rated roofing, siding, windows, and doors contractor. Call now and get 50% off roofing materials, plus no payments till 2027, and we're proud to offer an extra 10% military discount. Schedule your free, no-obligation home inspection today. Call 412-528-6526. Home Genius Exteriors, proud sponsor of your Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
All day and all night for Charles Hall. Pittsburgh on the board, 1-0.
Really good place here. Pittsburgh score. Riverhounds have liftoff at Highmark. What a strike. Sam Bassett.
And he sends the thousands here into a frenzy.
Full time here in the Steel City. Pittsburgh overwhelms Greenville in the USL Cup tonight. The Hounds win it by 3-0. Sean St. Jacques, Ryan Davis, our entire crew back here to wrap things up at FNB Stadium. Well, celebrating those with a fighting spirit like Trevor Ammon. His determination and skill truly embody the mark of the fighter. He's our man of the match tonight for Pittsburgh with his 2 goals.
I was so impressed with his work rate, Sean. He defended. He
Clean sheet. It's a Riverhounds Pella Clear View clean sheet. They get one in the cup after not having one in the league to this point.
And I think Coach Vincent would love that. He's going to take that into practice on Monday morning, talk about it. I think people have a lot of pride about that. They've been scoring goals for fun. Now to see the defensive side of things, I mean, footballers really take pride in that.
And Sheridan does his part, coming in for Nico Campuzano, the normal number 1 here for Pittsburgh, and the Hounds were able to do the job from there rather comfortably. Get a chance in a moment here to look back at the full-time highlights. Right now, as a matter of fact, between Pittsburgh and Greenville. Remember, coming in, it was the first ever meeting, a little bit of an unknown between these two teams, but it was really all Pittsburgh, essentially, from the first whistle to the last.
Yeah, this ball by Goldthorpe. Look at the cushion header coming from Mertz. Eamon gets his first goal for the night. Fantastic ball across, and the header to match it for 1-0. Superb goal, team goal by Pittsburgh.
Listen,
I gotta tell you this, Tormund did a great job with this fantastic recovery. He's like, oops, but he did a great job in keeping the ball out of the net.
A lot of these full-time highlights, which are brought to you by Corona, were Pittsburgh opportunities. This was the one that somehow Pittsburgh didn't score on.
And Wu crashes the ball against the crossbar. Just a comedy of errors. If you're not on the field, you're going to be laughing. But then Mertz finding space. Look at Eamon all the way out to the right-hand side. Vieira, Johnny in the spot. But it just shows how fluid this Pittsburgh team is. Vieira tucked inside. Eamon went back outside. And they exchanged positions for a second.
That Vieira goal came in the 42nd minute, towards the end of the first half. Pittsburgh could have been maybe 3, even 4 up at the half, and they just kept on being ruthless in the second half.
Yeah, Mertz again, the pass before the pass, and a fantastic cherry on top of the cake. Right, Eamon? Fantastic diving header to make it 3-0.
What didn't Pittsburgh do tonight, really, will be the question at the end of this one. They win it comfortably over the Greenville Triumph by 3-0. And at the moment, on goal difference, Pittsburgh are at the top of the group in Group 6 on the first night of Prinx Tires USL Cup. Really fun night here in the Steel City for Ryan Davis and our entire crew. I'm Sean St. Jacques. We say so long from Pittsburgh. The Riverhounds get off to the perfect start. They win it by 3-0 over Greenville in Prinx Tires USL Cup play tonight.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.